Looks like Sahil Aurora has done it again. Let's take a look at Iggy Azalea's token named Mother. Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you had a great weekend. That's right, guys. This is going to be a DGen episode. I can't help it. I just love judging these scams and I love commenting on them. So let's dive into it. And before I start this, to preface it, obviously, this has nothing to do with Iggy herself or her music or anything like that. And oftentimes people like her are really just told what to do by a marketing team. I'm not making excuses for her because she can simply choose, if she wanted to go do her own research and say, you know what? I don't really want to offer this to my fans because I don't think that this is what I'm claiming it is. But again, right, to each their own. And I am just here to explain why purchasing this token, like any other crypto scam, is just going to lead to unhappiness and most likely getting wrecked. Anyways, let's dive into it. Iggy Azalea's Mother meme coin hit with insider activity claims after alleged Sahil Aurora scam. And that's right, guys. If you didn't see, I did an episode 2 weeks ago covering Caitlyn Jenner's token, which Sahil Aurora was involved with. And as well, he also did a similar type of scam with Soulja Boy. So essentially, this person is going around and has been able to create the narrative that they're like a respected person in the crypto space and are essentially grifting these celebrities into offering, shit coins, right? Tokens on Solana, where he then proceeds to dump his bags. Anyways, you guys I'll put a link to it in this video in case you guys want to check that out. But let's dive into it because the next victim obviously is Iggy. And this one is actually pretty interesting because this story has legs. Let's dive into it. So according to Bubble Maps, insiders reportedly bought 20% of Mother's supply before its launch on Wednesday. How did they get access to that pre-mined supply? Anyways, ultimately dumping $2 million worth of tokens. Now, guys, that is the way that shitcoins work. I know that people don't want to believe it, okay? But like, usually by the time you as a retail buyer are hearing about it, you are the exit liquidity for the insider. The purpose of the token was to monetize the token, and that money is meant to go to insiders, the people being paid for marketing, and in some cases the marketing people just get scammed. They don't even get paid. The devs, and of course the creator or the founder. Like, if you manage to make money from a scam like this, oftentimes you'll sit there and think it's because you've done something, that you took a risk and you got rewarded and really, you just got lucky. Like, the use case wasn't that all of these buyers of these tokens were going to get rich. The use case is all of these buyers buy the token, so the founders and the insiders can exit their positions. I know it sounds terrible. That's just the way it works. The launch of Azalea's cryptocurrency comes amid a celebrity meme coin frenzy, with rapper Rich the Kid and reality TV star Caitlyn Jenner debuting their own namesake tokens this week. Many have been hit with controversy due to Aurora's involvement. That's right. In the previous clip that I did, I covered his previous involvement going back to 2018. So this guy is a long-time crypto scammer in this space. Okay, so he'll come and hit whoever, metaphorically, he'll hit whatever coins he can during the bull runs, and then he disappears for a few years, and then he comes back again when people have forgotten about him. The guy pretty much made a pump and dump and dumped all the money into his account and blocked me, Rich the Kid said of Aurora in a video posted to X on Monday. Several celebrities, including Lindsay Lohan, Jake Paul, and Floyd Mayweather, have been penalized by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for illegally promoting cryptocurrencies. Yet this guy's just running around free. More celebrity tokens will come, but remember that most of them end up worthless and are often plagued by insider trading. Now look, Bubble Maps is being politically correct here. It's not most of them that will end up worthless. They will all end up worthless. And the big problem with shitcoins, okay, that's very different than an equity, and this is not an argument for equities. I'm just explaining the difference here, okay? In an equity, you have pink sheets and you have over the counter. Okay, that's like the lowest tier of equity that you can get. Okay, a pink sheet essentially means if somebody is willing to trade it, then it is going to trade. Okay, so you need somebody that can provide some type of liquidity. But the thing is, with shitcoins, that's not what happens. Okay, they can be complete zombies. Nobody is even moving them. Nothing is even happening, but the chain still exists. The token is not completely dead. And unfortunately, that creates the idea that like somebody can manufacture hope, right? It's like, well, wait a second, it's not dead. It's still there. People may still be mining it or, whatever it is, minting it. There's hope. There's no hope, guys. There's no hope. This article was from the 29th of May. Okay, so now we're going to fast forward over to this week, or actually I should say, this week. Okay, so here we go. Iggy Azalea introduces huge utility for Mother tokens. So if you don't understand what just happened, there was no use case for this token besides monetization, but then people started to call out that it's a grift. So in my eyes, I believe that lo and behold, her marketing team has said, hey, we need to do some damage control. So here comes the utility for the token, right? Because it had no use case, so they have to find a use case. And again, it sounds mean, but that's what shitcoins are. Shitcoins are tokens in search of a use case. They don't actually solve any real world problems unless you consider enriching the founders and the insiders a real world problem. Australian rapper Iggy Azalea is set to enhance the utility of her recently launched cryptocurrency, Mother Iggy, or Mother, by integrating it into a new telecommunications venture. Think of how many people are using the Solana phone right now. Yeah. Anyways, this initiative, announced less than a month after the token's release, aims to allow users to purchase phones and services with Mother tokens, marking a significant step in the token's evolution. Actually, they pretty much just turned this shitcoin into a Chuck E. Cheese token and or a gift card token. That's pretty much what just happened here. Anyways, she would be relaunching the telecommunications company. So that's interesting, right? It seems as though she had already tried to launch a telecommunications company, and I guess it didn't work out. So now relaunching the telecommunications company. Anyways, she mentioned that customers would be able to purchase phones or month-to-month cell phone plans using Mother or Solana. So this is kind of interesting, right? What happens when this token goes to zero? How many of those are you going to have to provide in order to buy a phone? So look, and I know a lot of you guys that the people who are supportive of her music are going to get very upset with me, right? And they're going to be like, "Oh, you don't understand," and all that shit. Like, look, guys, the initial hype is going to make you think that this makes sense, okay? And you're going to be like, "No, what are you talking about? Look how many people were able to purchase phones with this. It's not true. It has value, this and that." No problem. I understand. We'll talk again in 6 months. Okay. In 6 months, I'm going to come back. I'm going to revisit this token and we'll see where it is. But you'll see what's going to happen, unfortunately, is that they will discontinue, but mark my words, at some point, the company will stop accepting the token for the phones or the plans. That's most likely what is going to happen. Or what they'll do is they'll do a variation on it, right? They'll stop accepting the tokens for the phone, but they will still accept the token for certain services. But what they're going to do is, based on the token's lack of value, they're going to have to increase the amount of tokens that you have to provide in order to get these services, which is only natural, because keep in mind, this company is then going to have to go and dump these tokens on the open market to retrieve the value they're looking for. Okay, so all that happens when you're going to give this company your Solana is they are going to dump that Sol, or actually in this case, they're going to dump this Mother token on the market, okay, so that they can actually retrieve a currency that they can use. So it's going to be pretty bad. Now, of course, the worst case scenario, which is most likely what'll play out, is they will discontinue it and stop accepting the token altogether. But I know right now people are excited, rosy colored lens. Phil, you're full of shit. This is going to the moon. No problem. It's going to the moon. Okay, so last piece to this is the, who is involved, right? Who is involved with this? So it looks like tech firm Sphere Labs will handle the payment infrastructure, while Unreal Mobile will provide phone services. Azalea also noted that users will have access to selected phones for purchase. Okay, so a couple of things. Number one, like I said before, they created the use case after they created the token. So that is a response, okay? That's a response to the market activity. That that tells me right there that they really had no plan, and then things started to turn sour. And in order to do a positive PR spin, they've added this functionality. Now, the other piece to it is this, right? Essentially, the way that it works with these gift cards is they have to have a whole bunch of partnerships, which is totally fine. But you need to understand what it is that you're getting here. Like, this is never going to be money or anything like that. This is just a grift. Okay, it in this case, because I don't think Iggy actually needs anybody's money. I think it's much more just of an attention grift. It's like I said, quite possibly it's maybe her marketing team that suggested this, and who knows? Maybe she doesn't know any better. Who knows? Maybe she likes crapto and thinks that it's a good idea. I don't know. But what I can say is this, okay, guys? Buying this type of thing, if you're going to get involved with this stuff, just please understand that you are not investing, okay? You are not buying something that is going to store your value into the future. This thing has no qualities like Bitcoin, okay? The only quality that it has right now, which can change, is that supposedly you will be able to use this token to purchase either telephones or accessories or services specifically through her company. Okay, so like every other walled garden, okay, for the time being, you'll be able to purchase these things. Now, since it's completely centralized, since it's completely controlled by the entities I just showed you there, the whatever they were called, the Sphere Labs and Unreal Mobile. Well, guess what? Sphere Labs and Unreal Mobile, they can change the rules whenever they want. So as soon as it's determined that this was a whole flop and a failure, they're not going to be accepting these tokens anymore for any services or hardware. Anyways, again, this clip is not. I'm not trying to, bash, Iggy or anything like that. I am really what it is I am focusing on the token and the token grift. Okay. What was employed here was the method called the partnership parade, which I wrote about in an article that I wrote 4 years ago for Citadel 21. I'll post a link to it in this video if anybody cares to read it. It's very short. I am not a long-winded writer. And essentially, the partnership parade is very simple because people create imaginary scenarios when they see information, right? We extrapolate, right? We try to think a few steps into the future in some cases. So what happens is that you see a partnership occur, and then the wheels start to spin, and you think, well, wait a second, that's a multi-billion-dollar company. They have access to all kinds of marketing. What if they start marketing this? And it's all kinds of what ifs, what if, right? And you keep going down that line of what ifs. But guess what? That all of that whole entire train of thought is based on the premise that there is a partnership, okay? And you have no real way of quantifying what that partnership means. So to me, I've seen enough. I've gone through this myself. I fell for the partnership parades when I first got into this space. I remember there was this shitcoin called IOTA. Okay, and for the people that know me, that they're going to laugh about this because they know I make fun of this all the time, right? IOTA has I think their protocol or their network was called the Tangle. Okay, and no joke, IOTAs would actually disappear when you would transfer them. I mean, they just completely disappear. They wouldn't even reappear in some cases. But the whole reason I'm explaining this is because IOTA, once upon a time, released that they were going to have a partnership with BMW, and all these shitcoiners were super excited. That's it. BMW's using IOTA. They're going to accept IOTA for cars. Guys, we are 6 years later. Find me a single human being that has paid for a service for BMW or even paid for a BMW car with the IOTA token. All right, let me know. Put it in the comments if you were able to do that. I highly doubt you were. Anyways, guys, that's the clip for today. I'm gonna catch you tomorrow. This is what I wanted to talk about.